Well, with the fishing being sort of out of sorts at the moment, I thought I'd take another delve into this Google Pixel 6a smartphone. In the first of these videos I looked at my experience of getting it out of the box and setting it up, and then having done that, in the second of the videos I looked at 14 changes I wanted to make to the phone, so it sort of what suited me. What I thought I'd do today is delve a little deeper into it and change a few more things, or look at a few more things anyway. So that's the plan for the day. The four things I'm going to look at in this video are fingerprint and facial recognition, and making and answering phone calls. The third one is using the alarm, and the fourth one is how to change the size of the font and the display. And the figures at the end in brackets are the times into the video where these things appear, just in case you don't want to have to flog your way through the whole thing trying to find them. And you can go straight to it. Before I go any further, it would have been useful beforehand to have known more about the sort of different modes or different states of the phone. There seem to be four different sort of states the phone can be in, and just mention them here. The first one is that the phone is open. The second one, the screen is locked. The third one, the phone is in lockdown. And the fourth one, the phone is off. Let's just have a look at the phone itself. The first of these is this one, when the phone is on. Everything's on, and everything operates. But if you leave it for a while, the screen goes dim. So if you leave it for a little while, everything disappears, and you get this screen. And this is called screen lock. If I touch the screen, you don't get the home page. In other words, that's all sort of locked away somewhere. Third one, if I press this button here, the on-off button, and the volume up button together, this little box appears. You get four options: lockdown, restart, power off, or emergency. Sometimes you don't get this lockdown. Sometimes that's missing, but it doesn't matter. So the third sort of mode, or the third state, is if you press that, the phone becomes locked, and it won't do anything without you unlocking it. Sometimes you just get unlock, power off and restart. Anyway, just power it off by pressing. Now it's gone. So I'll just power it off by pressing that. And you see there, the phone is shutting down. So that's the phone off, and it won't do anything. So they're the four sort of modes or states of the phone. It's either on, either screen lock, it's either lockdown, or it's off. And so let me switch it on. Just press that on-off button there. close it, that appears. And to get access to the phone, I've got to touch that little lock there, and I need to put in the PIN number. Now seemingly there are two other options, either fingerprint recognition or face recognition. When I've come to have a look at these, this Google Pixel 6a, it doesn't have a face recognition option where you just point the phone at your face and it starts up. It only has the fingerprint recognition option, and let's have a look at that now. So, tap settings, down to security and privacy. Tap that, checking the updates, just crank that up, and you see there device lock, and it says Fingerprint Unlock. So press that. You see it's got the screen lock, that's for the pin. I want this to use this. Tap to set up a fingerprint. So press that. So I've got to put in a pin before I can do that. So this appears, this lock with like a fingerprint thing. So use your fingerprint to unlock your phone. When you sign into apps or approve a purchase. Let's type more. What's it say? Oh, it gives you the whole thing. Type I agree. Or tap I agree. So press on start, and you see this appears, this sort of circle. It says keep your fingerprint flat on the sensor until you feel a vibration. I'm going to use my thumb. And when you do it, you see this blue line gradually moves round. So you have to keep shifting your position on your, and you keep doing that until it gets right the way around. So you just touch it and hold it until you hear a little noise. We're approaching the end. Yeah, so it's done. And you can add another fingerprint if you want. In fact, you can, I don't know how many you can add, but you can add more than one. So it says there, use your fingerprint to unlock your phone. Let's go and have a look and see what it does. See if it works. So I'll switch the phone off and see if I can open it with my fingerprint. So what happens if I press restart? You still don't get that fingerprint recognition. So I still have to type in the PIN number. So this is where the screen lock is in operation. And the little lock has disappeared. And this fingerprint thing has appeared. Let's try it. Pin required for additional security. Oh, press the screen again and it's appeared again, only much bigger and in the middle of the screen. Go back. doesn't seem to work. Oh, that's a pain. Why is that, I wonder? Let's have a look at that. Put the pin in again. Now let's try it again. Ooh, it worked. Ah, maybe you just have to put the pin in the first time you do it. Let's try it again. See if it still works. Yeah. Oh well, brilliant. So the first time you use your fingerprint recognition, you have to put the pin in, but after that it seems to work without that extra security. Let's move on. Well, having solved that fingerprint problem, take me the best part of 2 hours to do that. Let's have a look at making phone calls and answering phone calls. I mean, that's really what this thing is about. It's a phone. So open this screen lock. There we go. So I need to go to this, the phone app, which is here on my home screen. So I'll tap on that. Down at the bottom here it says contacts. Oh, Christ. Ooh, there they all are. So if you want to call a contact, we call breakdown, see what happens. You get a call, or you send them a text, or you send them some kind of video. If you just want to call a number, there's a little thing down there which brings up a keyboard, and you can just type in the number and press call. Yeah, wonderful. Now just go back to contacts. There we are. Well, it's dead easy. What about answering a phone call when it rings? So I'll just use a house phone. Call myself up on this mobile. There we go. Ooh. Up at the top it says decline or answer. Oh, that was quite straightforward. And that's with the phone sort of open. What happens when it's on screen lock? Let's see what happens there. Oh, there we are, the screen lock is on. Let's try it. Oh, it's different. This green thing at the bottom says swipe up to answer and swipe down to decline. There we go. Ringing myself. And I can put it on the speaker. What happens if I do that? Hello? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, that's very good. I can hear the phone call without holding the phone up to my ear. Switch it off. If you want to end the phone call, of course, you just press that there. Oh well, very good. Well, making an answering phone call, that's about the easiest bit I've come across so far. I also want to use the phone as an alarm, and I'm going to have a look at that now. So, that's brilliant, isn't it? And I need this clock thing, this clock app, and I've moved it from the it's on there, but I've also put it onto my home screen. So that's it on the home screen, so I just press that. Along the bottom you've got alarm, clock, timer, stopwatch, bedtime. And we're just going to be concerned with the alarm. So the alarms are off. And you can set more than one alarm on this. You can have an alarm for getting up in the morning, and you can have an alarm to remind you about meetings or bus times, train times, whatever. So I just press that. Ooh, this strange clock appears. That's the alarm time. If I want to set it for 8:30 in the morning, you'll see this is a 24-hour clock. There's no AM and PM on this phone. So if I tap 8, ooh, that changes to 8. And this circle changes into minutes. That goes brown. If I tap 30, oh, there we are, 08:30. Now I just need to choose the day, so I click on OK, I assume. Oh, there's all the days there. So the alarm is set for tomorrow at 8:30, and this thing switches it on, makes sure it's on. Well, let me set it for 2 minutes time and see what happens. 21. There we are. And it's 21. So I just move it round to there. Press OK. Press Tuesday. Well, that's set for 2 minutes from now. And let's wait and see what happens. It's ringing. Well, up at the top here it says snooze or stop. It's gradually getting louder. Hey, let's stop it. Let's set it to 30. Thereabouts, that'll do. And see what happens when it rings with a screen lock on. Oh, you get something different. Nothing happens. I'll have to swipe it maybe. Ah, there we are. and however long the snooze time is, because you can set it to different lengths, it'll go off again. Oh, very good. It doesn't operate when the phone is off. So you can set it for every day of the week at the same time. For instance, if you have to get up to go to work at the same time every day. But if you've got a pie in the oven, there's another alarm down here. So you can set this alarm in the same way, so you don't forget. So 2 hours later discover this shriveled up pie which is inedible. But there is another option. If I press that, you see down here this little white square. That gives you an alternative to this clock here. So I just press that. So here you can set the time using a keypad instead. So if I wanted to set it for 21:45, so 21:40, 21:40, and just click OK. Alarm set for 7 minutes from now. Well, that's a useful thing to know. What is this spokes business? Ooh, it sounds. This is full of wonder. Loose change. Oh, very good. Oh, that'll do. Now, what about this snooze time? Or how long you want the alarm to ring? So if I just tap that clock thing, now up here next to alarm, just move that down. See these 3 little dots here? If I just type on that, this little box appears. Tap on settings. You get that little lot there. Now at the bottom it says alarms. So let's have a look and see what we've got there. Ah. So you can silence it after 1 minute, so you can set the alarm time. I've just got it set to 1 minute, but you can have it ringing for 25 minutes. The snooze length. This is how long you've got in between the alarm. So the alarm rings, you tap snooze, and 10 minutes later the alarm goes again. But you can have 30 minutes lie in before it goes again. This is the alarm volume. You just slide that backwards and forwards. I've got it loud. And then you can have this thing here, which seems to be set on this phone. Gradually increases the volume. Gradually increase the volume. So you can have it never, or you can have it from 0 to loud in 20 seconds. And you can have it gradually increasing in volume for a minute. Let's cancel that. Ooh, there we are. Yeah, stop it. Some of the text is quite small, it's quite difficult to read, but you can increase the size of it. Yeah, and you can also increase the size of the icons. So let's go and have a look at that. Right, so to do that, top settings, down here you'll see display, font size, that's what we want. Display, size and text, and it says font size, make text bigger or smaller, and it's sort of this slidey thing here. So let's increase the size. There we are. Get a sort of preview. That's as big as it gets. Let's set that. That will do me. And it says here display size. What happens if we move that up to the top? Ah, there we are. So that's as big as you get. You see that everything is bigger. The text is a lot bigger. Let's just move that back to about halfway. If I just tap, oh, it moves. If you just tap it, you don't have to slide it. Just tap the thing. That'll do. Tap the home page. There we are. Well, that'll do me. Total exasperation. I've been at this for 2 days now. Strange thing, exasperation. You shout and scream at these things. Totally innate objects. Expected them to respond. A bit like that scene in Faulty Towers when John Cleese's car wouldn't start. And he said about it with a branch. I know exactly how he feels. There are many other things this phone does. I mean, the camera is something which I haven't even ventured into yet. But it looks incredibly complicated. And then there's people who use them to pay bills at the supermarket using these QR codes. Sending and receiving texts. Making video calls. There's an awful lot more to it. I mean, when I'm out and about, you watch people that are always on these phones. And here am I thinking they're all Twittering or WhatsApping or TikToking. And probably most of them, certainly of a certain vintage, are still trying to fathom out how the blooming thing works. Anyway, we'll see you again. Bye-bye.